Welcome everyone to Oak Lanes in Westland as we continue our exciting challenge series with the opening rounds of the Oak Lanes region. I'm your host, Mark Martin, and I want to thank you for joining me, and I'd like to thank Oak Lanes for being our host center. As you remember, we started this year's challenge with 13 teams representing various bowling centers and groups from around the Metro Detroit area. The 13 teams, they're divided into 2 regions named for our challenge host centers. 5 teams at Thunderbolt Lanes and 8 teams right here at Oak Lanes. Now you already saw the 5-star Lanes team won the Thunderbolt Lanes region earlier this season, and they're patiently awaiting the winner of this region's series of matches to go one-on-one and claim the top prize. But who will their opponent be? We'll have to wait and see. So let's take a look at the 8 Oak Lanes region teams. They are the host team, Oak Lanes, Perfect Game, Country Lanes, Vision Lanes, Woodland Lanes, Mary Bowl, Cherry Hill Lanes North, and the Fantastics. So we start with 8 teams in the region, then 4, and then finally the winner of the last match earns the right to represent Oak Lanes region in the final season-ending championship match against 5-star Lanes. 13 teams, 2 regions, 1 Bowling Showcase champion. Let's take a look at today's first round matchup. Our final first round match features Cherry Hill Lanes North squaring off against the Fantastics. Cherry Hill Lanes North comes back to the challenge after a few seasons off with a team of experienced bowlers full of swagger. And the almighty Fantastics, representing Detroit's oldest bowling club, come here today to prove they're the best and the trophy is theirs. Cherry Hill Lanes North versus the Fantastics. These 2 teams head into battle for the final spot in the semifinals. Pins will be flying. There you have it. Helping me call all the action is Oak Lanes proprietor Jason Papa. I'm going to move into position late inside and get a better view of the action, but we'll be right back with the start of the match after these messages on Bowling Showcase. Metro Detroit USBC, your source for everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world. We are the largest affiliate of the United States Bowling Congress with over 30,000 members of all ages. We support USBC certified league competition and organize USBC certified tournament competition. We provide 18 tournaments for all members of our association, including men, women, youth, seniors, scratch, and handicap competition. The top reasons for belonging to the Metro Detroit USBC are having your average recognized, bonding of league funds, rules of the game, assistance in resolving league issues, equipment standards of the game, charities, and awards. Visit us at mdusbc.com.
If you've been involved in an auto accident, it can change your life. So can the attorneys at 1-800-LAWYERS. They have won thousands of cases and millions of dollars. When you need help, call 1-800-LAWYERS, the law office of Zamler, Schiffman, and Karfus.
The Michigan State USBC provides tournament competition and recognition for men, women, and youth bowlers in Michigan. Tournaments include Open, Women's, and Youth Championships. Also Youth Masters, Queens, Masters, and Senior Masters. Recognition includes first-time 300 games and 800 series for all members and 600 and 700 club memberships for women. Visit MichiganStateUSBC.com for entry blanks and more information on the Michigan State USBC. Here we are back in the 4th match, the final match of the first round of the Bowling Showcase Adult Challenge here at Oak Lanes. Jason Papa, our proprietor, and Jason, once again, thank you for hosting us.
Thanks for having me, Mark. Glad to be here.
Not a problem. So we got a pretty good match this week too. We got Cherry Hill Lanes North. Both teams have been here before. Cherry Hill Lanes North and the Fantastics Bowling Club, organized in 1968. One of the oldest, or the oldest, club in Detroit.
Yeah, boy, and the Fantastics, they showed up in full force today.
They do.
They've got a great
They
cheering
always do.
section for them.
So Nick Uticon for Cherry Hill Lanes North up first. High average 227.
Nick played college football.
Game a little light, leaves the 4-10 split. That's pretty unusual the way that all kind of transpired there. I was surprised that the 4-10.
Yeah,
stood
usually
up.
you'd knock the 4-pin out on a hit like that.
Right.
But,
Yeah, you might leave the 10.
yeah.
Something.
He's going to try to hit the left side of that 4-pin and slide it over.
Gets one. James Hardy, or Hard Work, as he likes to be called, up for the Fantastics on lane 5. James got a high average of 219. And a high series of 834.
And James is putting in the hard work today.
He did. He definitely put that hard work on that one. Lori Collier. Up on lane 4 for the Cherry Hill Lanes North team. She's an administrative assistant and a high average of 180. Comes a little high, leaves the 4-7.
I'd imagine Lori's going to move about 3 boards right on this one and throw her regular strike ball, and that ball's going to travel right across the lane there, and she's going to pick this 4-7 up.
Lori's been bowling for 35 years and lives in Ortonville. And she got him.
Textbook spare there.
That's right. Mark Taylor now up for the Fantastics Bowling Club. Mark's nickname is Bear. High average of 217. Been bowling for 26 years, lives in Macomb.
Another military man, an Army veteran. Gets them all down that time.
You bet. Great shot, Bear. Paul Uticon lives in Holly, been bowling for 40 years. Up for Cherry Hill Lanes North. Paul's high lifetime average, 219. Pulls it, carries it. Tripped that 4-pin.
That was a good break there, wasn't it?
It was. Sakithia Walters right. Her and her husband Tier, who's the 4th bowler in this lineup, bowling the men's and women's series every month. Appreciate their participation in that. She's cashed a few times. High average of 201. A little light, leaves the bucket, the 2-4-5-8.
Now this is a tricky little spare here. If you don't hit that 2-pin just on the right side, a lot of bad things can happen.
And drive into the 8.
That's right. And then you got to make sure the 4 and the 5 go too. Real easy to chop this one.
Real easy to get in trouble, but we'll see what happens right here. Comes a little late. Up on the left-hand lane, the general manager and part owner of Cherry Hill Lanes North, Jim Kula. The light leaves a 7-pin.
Jim's been bowling for 50 years.
50 years. Now, bowling is such a sport that you can bowl forever.
It's a lifetime sport.
It is definitely a lifetime sport. You can start young and bowl till you're old. Not that Jim's old, I don't mean that. Fantastics have a 3-pin lead. Tierra Wright now up for Fantastics. Tierra's got a high average of 217. Been bowling for 20 years.
Fun fact, he coaches youth football. Trying to coach that into a strike, but didn't quite get there.
Left the 10-pin. It looks like the ball kind of flattened out when it got to the pocket.
Yeah, it started to make the turn and then it just stopped on him. I imagine he's going to probably make the adjustment on his next frame.
And covers it. Cherry Hill Lanes North down by 3 pins. Going to the 5th frame, Joe Juzik, 33-year bowler, is also a professional golfer.
No kidding.
And leaves the 10-pin. Why, we're getting more 10-pins this week than we have thus far, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of 10-pins. I think.
And we've only bowled part of a game. I guess it's only 2 10-pins, but it just seems like it was more.
Yeah.
And covered. Terry Dockery, or Doc as he's well known for, was the 1993 Greater Detroit Bowling Association Masters champion.
Very accomplished bowler. And he showed it there.
He did. So here we are at the break. Teams are going to switch lanes. We'll come back. But right now, the Fantastics have a 4-pin lead, working on a strike. It's been a good, solid match so far.
Yeah, I think it's just it's been a spare shooting contest. Both teams have had a couple of bad breaks, and but they've picked up their spares, and just trying to keep their teams in the match.
That's right. So we'll be back after these messages on Bowling Showcase. We want to talk to the captain of the Cherry Hill Lanes North team, Paul Udikan, just to see what's going on and how they can improve right here on Bowling Showcase.
The hug pickup, the home run swing, the drum major high step, the genuine joy, the unforgettable party, the food, the friends, the original social network. No matter who you are, it's always a great time. Grab your family, find a friend, and go bowling.
1-800-Lawyers has been winning cases for over 50 years in Southfield, Detroit, Warren, Taylor, Macomb, and all over Michigan. When it matters and you need help, call 1-800-Lawyers.
Here we are back on Bowling Showcase, the final match of the first round, Oak Lanes region. Cherry Hill Lanes North is down by 4 pins. So we're going to go to Phil Goodman, who's going to talk to Paul Udikan as to how they can improve their lot in life right here.
Paul, it's a very close match. You've had some nice shots that resulted in 10 pins. What kind of adjustments are you going to make to cover that 10?
Well, I think we need to go a little more aggressive. We've been a little slow on our approaches. I think if we go a little more aggressive, we're going to take care of that 10. We're going to come back and finish strong.
So what motivation are you guys doing? It's a tight match, and strength and motivation.
Hey, we're just going to light it up now. We're just going to light it up and have some fun. Let's do this.
All right. Let's do it. Back to Mark and Jason.
All right. Just have fun.
That's right.
Isn't that what it's all about?
And both teams are having fun right now.
Both teams are having
I
fun.
think the crowd favorites, the Fantastics, they've got a big crowd cheering them
big
on.
cheering section.
I think Cherry Hill North is going to have to, match that energy if they're going to have a chance in this.
That's true. So we'll be right back. Right now, James Hardy's up for the Fantastics on lane 4. He threw a strike back in the first frame. They're working on a strike.
Yeah, great opportunity for them to extend their lead here a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Extends their lead to 14 pins. All right, Nick Udakan, back in the first frame, left that 4-10 split. We'll see what he does here.
Well, he made the adjustment there, didn't he?
He definitely made the adjustment. There's no doubt about that. Mark Taylor, our Army veteran, who's been bowling for 26 years, also works for Stellantis.
Certified USBC silver coach, so
Very
loves
nice.
to teach the game as well.
Fantastic's working on a double. Make that a turkey. 3 strikes in a row now for the Fantastics.
Boy, this match went from 10 pin, 10 pin, 10 pin, 10 pin to strike, 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 strike.
That's right. Lori Collier now up for the Cherry Hill Lanes North team. Looks like she pulled that one a little bit. Almost got that Brooklyn strike. Leaves the 6 pin.
Got a good break there, tripping out the 5 pin at the last minute.
That's
Otherwise,
true.
she would have had a split.
Ooh, that would have been, even though it's not relatively difficult split, it's still one more thing you got to deal with.
That's right. Very makeable spare here for
Very
Lori.
makeable. That's right.
Looks like she's
Covers
all
it
over it.
easily.
Absolutely. Keeps her team in the match.
Now the Fantastics got Sakithia Walters right up. Lives in East Point. Been bowling for 40 years. Had a little bit of a tough luck back in the 3rd frame. The team now is working on 3 strikes in a row.
Loves animals and loves to help people. Let's see if she can help her team to a bigger lead. And she does.
Oh yeah.
Great shot there. And the crowd is loving it.
That's right. All right, Paul Udakan is now up for Cherry Hill Lanes North. He needs to follow his own advice and be aggressive.
That's right. Yeah, he needs a strike here to get his team back in this match.
Little light leaves a 2 pin.
Yeah, I think when he let it go, I think he expected it to hook a little bit more. I think that shot kind of took him by surprise.
Well, he was a little bit more in the center of the lane as opposed to some of the other bowlers. Been more on the outside of the lane where you'll get a little more friction, get to it. So oh no. Oh no. Fantastics Tia Wright up on lane 4 here at Oak Lanes in the final match of the first round of the Bowling Showcase Challenge Oak Lanes region.
I think he's thinking just keep the ball in play here and set up his team for a chance to win this match.
Here's a 4 pin. Good shot. Good shot. He left a 10 pin back in the 4th frame.
It's like he tried to get a little bit more on that shot and went a little bit high.
Yep.
Makeable spare here. Just pick up your 4 pin and move on.
Jim Kula up on lane 5 for Cherry Hill Lanes North.
Got the light hit shaker there.
That's right. So he listened to his spokesperson's advice.
That's right. Get aggressive.
Be
stay aggressive.
That's right. So Terry Dockery now up for the Fantastics team. They have a commanding lead. Cherry Hill Lanes North, max score of 196. Max score for the Fantastics, 231.
And that strike,
And the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah, that strike just got him going, didn't it?
It did. Okay, so Simone Brown is going to come in and sub out for Terry in the final in the 10th frame here.
They brought a 6-person team today, and I think they want to get everybody involved.
Absolutely.
Nice gesture. Atta girl.
Nice shot, Simone.
Very nice shot.
Jim Kula just threw the towel in. I saw him do it. Not like a white flag. I think it was a yellow towel.
Right, yeah. Threw in the yellow towel.
That's right. All right, 7 pins. Final score for the Fantastics, 228.
It's like a tale of 2 games. You know,
That's
the
right.
first half of the game, both teams were struggling to carry the all 10 pins, and
Joe Juzik. It's kind of like what happens is you get on a roll and it just builds momentum.
that's right. That's right. You just, one good break happens, and, that positive energy, it just seems to just keep flowing.
And that's what team bowling is all about.
Absolutely.
The key to team bowling is that.
Absolutely.
Joe Juzik, strike here for a 196.
They're a little disappointed, but you know what? They're all good sports, and they're cheering each other on, and they were cheering the other team on as well, both teams.
Absolutely. Now they're congratulating each other. Great match.
Yeah. I mean, at the halfway point, it
was
could have been
4 pins.
anybody's ball game, and the Fantastics just came out and they put the strikes together, and they threw them when they needed to.
They did. That's for sure. That four bagger on the 5th through the 8th frame was really the key.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you gotta throw strikes in today's game.
That's right.
If you're leaving pins out there and shooting spares, you got to make your spares to keep your team in the game. But at some point, you're going to have to throw some strikes.
Right. We'll be back after these messages on Bowling Showcase. Now that round 1 is done, we're going to talk to Terry Dockery of the Fantastics Bowling Club to find out about their key to success and what their prospects are for moving forward into the semifinals here on Bowling Showcase. The Michigan State USBC provides tournament competition and recognition for men, women, and youth bowlers in Michigan. Tournaments include Open, Women's, and Youth Championships. Also Youth Masters, Queens, Masters, and Senior Masters. Recognition includes first-time 300 games and 800 series for all members and 600 and 700 club memberships for women. Visit MichiganStateUSBC.com for entry blanks and more information on the Michigan State USBC.
The hug pickup, the home run swing, the drum major high step, the genuine joy, the unforgettable party, the food, the friends, the original social network. No matter who you are, it's always a great time. Grab your family, find a friend, and go bowling.
Back on Bowling Showcase, round 1 is complete. The Fantastics Bowling Club just defeated Cherry Hill Lanes North. Terry Dockery, the spokesperson. Terry, your team bowled great,
Yes, thank you.
and congratulations.
Thank you.
I think the key to that game was 5th through the 8th frame when you had 4 strikes in a row, don't you?
Big difference, yes. So yeah, we had a little hiccup in one of the frames there, but everybody came together and threw 4 good shots and kind of separated us from Cherry Hill North.
Yeah, because you only had a 4-pin lead at the turn.
Yes.
And
yeah.
that was great. And then in the 10th frame, you let Simone bowl for you. What was that all about?
Well, if our 4th guy, if Tierra, if he would have struck, she would have bowled the 10th frame all by herself.
Okay.
So I mentioned that to her. So when he marked, I threw the first one, so I went ahead and let her bowl, and she was, able to get a strike and a good pin count on a field ball.
Absolutely. So you guys bowled great. What do you think about going into the semis now?
Same thing. We were practicing. They were a little bit drier down there. So right now, just continue having fun and doing what we're doing, and we'll see what happens.
You'll be bowling against the defending champion in the semifinals, Mary Bowl.
Okay.
So we'll see you then. Congratulations once
Okay.
again.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mark.
All right, Terry.
All righty.
Next week, semifinals start.
A lot of action now. Now it gets down to the nitty-gritty.
That's right.
The winning teams are going to move on to the Oak Lanes Regional Finals and have a shot at winning this year's Bowling Showcase.
Absolutely. So Country Lanes, back in week 1 of the Oak Lanes region, took Perfect Game down. But in week 2, Woodland took down that powerhouse Vision Lanes team. So now we got Country and Woodland.
Yeah, I mean, the underdog teams, it's great to see. It's great to see those teams that, they just go out. They're going out to have a good time. They execute well. They get some breaks. And,
Work together as a team.
They work together as a team and they move on. And it's really great to see that. It's one of the great things about bowling.
That's right. So we'll see you next week on Bowling Showcase Challenge from the Oak Lanes region semifinals on Bowling Showcase.